waiting when God's ways don't make sense. There are times when what we believe about God and what we see happening around us do not seem to line up. We know He is good, we know He is just, and yet we watch injustice linger, suffering continue, and wrongs go unanswered. It does not cause us to lose our faith, but it does leave us unsettled. We carry questions we do not always say out loud, not because we are afraid to ask them, but because we are not always sure what to do with them once they surface. We do not stop trusting God in those moments. We do not walk away, but something in us grows quiet and uneasy. We begin to wonder how a good and sovereign God allows what we see to continue, and whether our understanding of His ways is smaller than we realized. It is not rebellion. It is not disbelief. It is the ache that comes when faith and lived experience do not seem to align as neatly as we hoped. Habakkuk knew this feeling well. He was not standing at a distance, observing the brokenness of the world in general. He was living among his own people and watching them drift further from the heart of God. He saw injustice, corruption, and violence taking root within Judah itself, and it grieved him deeply. What makes Habakkuk so relatable is that his struggle was not rooted in doubt about who God was. He believed in God. He trusted His character. What unsettled him was that God seemed to be allowing His own people to continue in their sin without consequence. He looked at what was happening within Judah and wondered how long it would be allowed to go on. So he did something honest. He brought his confusion to God. "O Lord, how long shall I cry for help, and you will not hear? Or cry to you violence, and you will not save?" Habakkuk 1. That question carries weight because it comes from faith, not rebellion. Habakkuk is not turning away from God. He is turning toward Him, asking why justice feels delayed and why God seems patient with the people who have turned from Him. And in that moment, Habakkuk becomes a mirror for us. We know what it is like to look at our world and feel that same tension. We pray, we wait, we watch. And sometimes we wonder why God seems so patient with what feels unbearable to us. When God answers Habakkuk, His response is not what the prophet expects. It is not comfort in the way we often hope for. It is not reassurance that everything will make sense soon. Instead, God tells Habakkuk that He is already at work, but in a way that will be even more unsettling. He is raising up the Babylonians to bring judgment on Judah. God is not ignoring injustice. He is addressing it. But He is doing so in a way that deeply unsettles Habakkuk's sense of fairness. The Babylonians are more violent, more corrupt, and more ruthless than the people they are being sent to judge. To Habakkuk, this feels backward. It feels wrong. You who are of purer eyes than to see evil and cannot look at wrong, why do you idly look at traitors and remain silent when the wicked swallows up the man more righteous than he? Habakkuk 1:13. That question still lives in us today. We see injustice, we see cruelty, we see suffering that seems to go unanswered. And we wonder how a holy God can allow such things to continue. Habakkuk's struggle reminds us that faithful people still wrestle. They still question. They still ache for things to be made right. Faith does not silence those questions. It brings them into the presence of God, and God responds. God makes it clear that the Babylonians will not escape His hand. Their violence, pride, and cruelty will be answered in time. What troubles Habakkuk is not whether God sees the injustice, but that God's timing does not match His sense of urgency. And yet, God assures him that justice will come upon the Babylonians, not because circumstances demand it, but because He has already determined it. Will not your debtors suddenly arise, and those awake who will make you tremble? Then you will be spoiled for them. Because you have plundered many nations, all the remnant of the people shall plunder you, for the blood of man and violence to the earth, to cities and all who dwell in them. Habakkuk 2:7-8. God is not blind to reality. He is not indifferent to suffering, and He is not weak when He delays. His justice moves according to His wisdom, not our urgency. What feels like silence to us is often patience at work. What feels like inaction is often restraint. This is where faith must step in. Not the kind of faith that pretends everything makes sense, but the kind that trusts God even when it does not make sense. Faith that believes God sees what we see and far more than we ever could. Faith that rests in the confidence that God will make things right, even when the timing stretches our hearts. Habakkuk teaches us that faith is not pretending we are comfortable with unanswered questions. It is choosing to trust the God who holds those answers. It is learning to live with open hands and a steady heart, even when the path ahead is unclear. And perhaps this is where we find ourselves too, not with everything resolved, but with a deeper trust in the one who sees, who knows, and who will act in his time. The God who hears our questions is the same God who remains sovereign over every nation, every injustice, and every moment we cannot yet understand. As you sit with Habakkuk's words today, take a moment to reflect on where God's ways have felt difficult to understand. Where have you found yourself wrestling with the tension between trusting God and questioning his timing? Where might he be inviting you to trust him more deeply, even when his ways feel confusing or unsettling? If you're willing, share your reflections or questions in the comments so we can learn and walk this journey together.